Howdy YouTube, Jake from Walkie Farm Wamargama here, and I'm here with my three little rugrats, and Otto's practicing reversing. Doing quite well. And I've got my three Nguni bulls here. We've got Kobo on the right there. We've got Sam, who's a Skurd bull from Henham on the left. And I'm not sure about the name of the boy in the middle. I haven't gone that far. We've pulled them out of the holding yards and we've drafted these guys in, this little mob. And I still need to pull out about another 8 head, and I need to get Gelato and her heifer Scoop out because they're purebreds. They're going to stay on the farm. The rest of them are going to our Bongilla block because there's stacks of grass there. And I've got about 20 first cross Nguni shorthorn steers that are going to be sent off to the Abs in January. They're not quite ready, but I reckon another 4-6 weeks and they'll be fat. So I'll send them off in 2 big lots. I'll do 10 at a time, something like that. So they're in the holding pen, and that's given us the opportunity to get these guys out and march them up the driveway. You can see the rest of our Nguni mob in the background there. And I'm going to put these guys in that bush lot. So if you follow our videos, you might remember the video where Gugu had her little bull calf. Gugu's our 10-year-old Nguni who had the little bull calf that we named Dundon because he's dun coloured, and Otto liked the idea that he's a Don, a mafioso boss man. Just slower than walking. Just let him have a good time. Let him eat a bit. And so we're just really cruisy taking these guys up. If we take a wrong turn, they could do a bit of damage around our glamping tent, especially this horn boy, Kobo. They could eat some of Mrs. Walkie's herbs and veggie garden. But there's a gate open, and once they get through that gate, they'll be all the way up into the bush block. If they don't find the gate, that might not even bother me. I'll just set up a little hot wire, and I'd be very happy for them to graze this. These guys, we just gave them a bale of hay, and now that they can hear us, they think that we're going to move them onto fresh pasture. You know, they love hay, but nothing competes with fresh pasture. This is our fence line. This is our western boundary with our neighbours there. I really thought with our grazing we'd have enough feed ahead of us to get through this season with our holistic management grazing plan, but spring had different plans and the rain held off and held off and held off, and now we've had a good amount of rain. The last 2 weeks we've had 140 mil, and look at these summer grasses. You know, they've got a good amount of volume. That's normally quite a fibrous plant, but it's got some brilliant feed. But the reality is there's not much volume on a gross sense. Listen to them. You'd think you're starving them, you fat mongrels. Don't you love cows? You might notice that the purebred Nguni that we purchased from Edwin at Henham are branded. Let's have a look. See those numbers, 2322. So Sam here was the 23rd animal born in the year 22. And then that brand up the top of the rump beneath the tail head, that's actually a shield, an African styled shield with spears crossed behind it. And I've never really seen that brand present very well. Every now and then there's the odd animal where it brands nicely, but more often than not it becomes a really tight brand and it shrinks. But that's old habits die hard, as they say, and that's a brand legacy from African management of these animals, because in a lot of Africa it's actually a federal legal requirement to brand your animals because roustabouting and theft is so prevalent. So they actually enforce branding. You can cut a tag out of the ear, right? If someone's got a notched ear, you can add a notch or you can cut the ear off. But a brand is something altogether different and hard to fake. Here's our solar system that came with the farm, and this is a 7 kilowatt system. I didn't think it was pulling its weight, and we had it looked out and we've identified half the panels are dead. I'm actually thinking about uninstalling this system and then doubling the size of this slab. So we'll put a retaining wall out potentially. We're getting quotes at the moment. We'll extend this slab out to here, and then we'll build a nice shed over the top. These electrical wires are in the way, so we're having to do some funky designs, or maybe we'll be back at the drawing board. But this could be the location for Mrs. Walke's commercial kitchen, where we can do bulk production of things such as tallow, skincare, ready to eat meals, bone broth, meat stock, soap, sunscreen, whatever it might be, because that's really the production that the farm relies on. Anyway, these guys, excuse me. Hey, you're embarrassing me. I'm talking to my friends on the internet and you're making it sound like I starve you. Look at them. There's nothing wrong, folks. It looks like there's not much feed in that paddock, but they've got a bale of hay. We've had all this rain. I'm trying to keep them off the pastures while we're growing a bit. Spring was a flop. Can you cut me a break? There's Tamaliki with her new calf. Aren't they gorgeous? Anyway, guys, have a great day. Oh, there's Princess. Princess, where's your little stud? Where's your little stallion stud? There he is. Hey, Mickey. Mickey. That's Mila. That's Talani. We've got a lot of names in here, don't we? Hear that? Otto, he's such an intuitive, bright young man. He's seen that the cattle are getting too close to the shed where Mrs. Walke's herbs and flowers are, and he's fired up. It's okay. I'll push them up. They're being perfect. They're very well behaved, aren't they? They're being perfect. We'll get them. You want to let them graze as a treat? We got all the time in the world, so we'll just hang out here with them, let them have a graze, and then we'll push them up when we're ready, yeah? Righty guys, thanks for watching.